You're welcome. Let's start with the most important section in organic molecules, that all organic molecules should be named accordingly. There's a set standard of naming which is accepted internationally. We call it IUPAC naming. So we said it's an international union of pure and applied chemistry when we name compounds. Now, when you name these compounds, we follow only 4 steps. Very simple to do. One, we said step number 1, you just have to identify the homologous series. Identify the homologous series. Tell whether it's an alkane, alkene, alkyne, alcohol, whatever. Number 2, then you have to now, once you identify this one now, you have to search for the parent chain or the longest chain. Now determine that longest chain. I mean, that is this one, the carbon atoms that are connected making the longest chain. We call this the parent chain. The main structure. Once you identify the longest chain, obviously if there are 6, we know that now it will start with hex. So based on the homologous series, then if it's single bonds, it will be hexane. There's a double bond, it will be hexene. Just where is the in, then you can always identify. Now once you identify the number, this one, the longest chain, number the carbon atoms, number C atoms from the side closer to where now is either closer to the branch or substituent. If is the question of alkenes onwards, this one applied in terms of alkanes, but if it's an alkene and alkynes onwards, we now follow the functional group, the side closer to the functional group. If it's an alcohol, then you will go to the side closer to the OH. Once you have numbered the carbon atoms, step number 3, now you have to name the side chains now. According to name side chains or branches or substituents according to the carbon they bonded to in the parent chain, meaning that now that's why we will find 2-methyl. So if the methyl is at carbon number 2, we call it 2-methyl. If the bromine is at carbon number 3, we call it 3-bromo. So we name that side chain, and then the last step will be now name the organic compound. Now once you have named the side chains according to the carbon where they are bonded to in the parent chain, then we name the organic molecule now, or organic compound in this case to be precise. And when you name the organic compound, you start with this one, write this one, write the substituent in front of, or branches, substituents or branches in front of the parent chain, where possible you even follow alphabetically, meaning that if you've got more than one substituent, then you will be now forced to follow the alphabet. Let's take one example where we can apply these 4 simple steps in naming. Now we have got the first example here on this side. We are given this compound. They say for 3 marks, name this compound. First, we said we identified which homologous series does it belong. If you look at this one, there's a double bond here, meaning that it's an alkene. Therefore, it will end up with an ene. On this one now, let's check the longest number of carbon atoms. Remember, those longest chain must include the double bond. We cannot afford like starting from here going this way and exclude the double bond. Doesn't happen like that way. Our longest chain must include the double bond in this case. Now 1 2 3 1 2 3 4, so I mean that the longest chain will be 4 carbon atoms. Therefore 4 carbon atoms, then we'll start with bute. Where is the in is at carbon number 1. Therefore our parent chain will be bute 1 in, or let's say in numbering. Okay, before this one, there are 4. Which side do we start to number? We start numbering from the left or from the right? From the right is 1 2 3. The double bond is at carbon number 3. From the left is 1, is at carbon number 1. Therefore we'll follow this kind of numbering. Therefore it will be 1 2 3 4. Therefore there are 4 carbon atoms bute. At carbon number 1 I've got in, that's why we call it bute 1 in. Now is there any substituent or branch? Yes, there's a CH3 here, if you can look at it. Now the CH3, which is 1 carbon connected to the parent chain, 1 carbon is meth. Because there is missing 1 hydrogen, then it's no longer an alkane, it will become an alkyl group, which is methyl. Therefore where is our methyl? Is at carbon number 2. We call it 2-methyl. Fine, that's the only substituent that is in our structure. Now we can name the structure. We are now at step number 4. Step number 4, once we have named the substituent according to the carbon where they are bonded to the parent chain, mean that methyl is bonded to carbon number 2. Fine, then we name the structure. Now it will be now called, we have to write the branch or the substituent in front of the parent chain. It will be 2-methyl. Very important in this case, remember between the number and the letter there must be a hyphen, and then between the letter and a letter there's nothing, then it is one name, bute. Between the letter and the number has to be a hyphen, and then a hyphen again, in. So this is the name, which is 2-methyl bute 1 in. That is the first example. Can we move? Yes, we can move and go and apply this very simple rules to 2 more examples. Fine. And now let's take another example. This one is example number 2. No problem. Look at it. This one, we said first identify the homologous series to which it belongs. This one we can check. Is there any BR? Is there any double bond or OH? Nothing. Then this one is an alkane. Now let's go for the longest chain. Remember, we can follow any order: 1 2 3 4 5, 1 2 3 4 5, 1 2 3 4 5. So the longest is 5, which means that now we'll go for the easiest one, which is this. Therefore, to which side? If it's 5, no single bond, no double bond, therefore it's pentane. But how do we now number the carbon atom? So we'll number the carbon atom from the side closer to the branch. In this case, let's go 1 2. At carbon number 2 I've got methyl. 1 2 3, we number this side. Carbon number 3 we have got ethyl. Therefore we'll number now from the side closer to the branch. Therefore carbon number 1 will be this one, number 2, number 3, number 4, number 5. Therefore we said the parent chain is pentane. Pent, don't forget 5 carbon atoms. And then now, can we name the substituent or the branches? Yes. At carbon number 2 I've got CH3, that is your methyl. Therefore it will be now called 2-methyl. And then again at carbon number 3 I've got this. Now there are 2 carbons. Remember, is eth, because it's not ethane, is missing 1 hydrogen. Therefore it will be now this is CH2, sorry, CH2. Then it will be now, instead of ethane, it will be ethyl. The ethyl is at carbon number 3. Therefore I'll call it 3-ethyl. 3-ethyl. Now can we now complete our naming? We can name the whole compound now. Yes. We write these branches in front of the parent chain alphabetically. Look, we've got M and E. Which one comes first will be the E. Therefore we'll have 3-ethyl and hyphen 2 methyl in a pentane structure. That is the name of this compound. 3-ethyl 2-methyl pentane. Let's go to the last example here. Now here is the compound. Now let's check how many carbon atoms. Okay, let's say to which homologous series does it belong. That's our first point. So we check there are carbons with said here single bonds between carbon atoms, but there's a BR. Therefore this one is an haloalkane. Fine. Remember the examination guideline 2021 says alkanes do not take preference over alkyl groups. Therefore we treat them the same way, they weigh the same way. So fine. Now we check how many carbon atoms are in this. The carbon atoms in this one, there are now 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Therefore single bonds only. There is an hexane. Fine. The parent chain is hexane. Now let's number the carbon atoms now. Rule number 2. We identify the longest chain, or the parent chain is hexane, but numbering the carbon atoms, we start from the side closer to the branch or closer to the subsequent. 1, 2, 3, 4. Our first branch is at carbon number 4. 1, 2. The BR is at carbon number 2. Therefore, we'll count from this side. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Hexane. Now we name the substituent now. Rule number 3. According to the carbon where they are bonded into the parent chain. At carbon number 2, you've got bromine. Therefore, we'll call it 2-bromo. At carbon number 3, I've got methyl. I will call it 3-methyl. At carbon number 3 again, I've got methyl. I will call it 3-methyl. 3-methyl. Now, can you name the compound? Yes. When you name, we start with the substituent. But remember alphabetically. I've got B and the 2 M's. Therefore, B will come first. I will be now having 2-bromo. And then a hyphen. These are 2. Then I will have 3,3. Then dimethyl in a hexane structure. This is the parent. This is the whole name. 2-bromo, 3,3. Because there are 2-methyl, we say dimethyl in a hexane structure. That's how we name, following the IUPAC naming the rules, which are very simple. For identify the homologous series and then go for the longest chain. In the process, you have to number the carbon atom from the side closer to the substituent or branch or to the functional group, and then name the side chains according to the carbon number where they are bonded to in the parent chain. And then last one, name the organic compound starting with your substituent in front of the parent chain. That's how we name organic compound. Hope it's very clear now. Thanks a lot. Until next time.